Hot take. That Meryl Streep is pretty darn good. She's going places. Let me tell you. Going places. Nah, I'm kidding. Wait, no, I'm not kidding. She is good, but that's not a hot take. Everybody knows Meryl Streep is great. But in the early 2000s, she wasn't really getting the love that she had earned in the 80s and 90s. Meryl Streep is often heralded as one of the greatest actresses of her generation, a title that she earned through a career filled with critically acclaimed performances and numerous awards. But by the early 2000s, her career had hit a relatively quiet period, and it's crazy the film that got her out of that. It was The Devil Wears Prada. And for those of you who are unfamiliar with her films pre The Devil Wears Prada, this was a very unusual film for Meryl Streep. But it was her role in 2006's The Devil Wears Prada that not only reinvigorated her career, but also introduced her to a new generation of moviegoers, solidifying her status as a versatile and enduring star. Throughout the 80s and 90s, Meryl Streep had established herself as a powerhouse in Hollywood, known for her ability to master any role. She earned multiple Academy Award nominations for films like Kramer vs. Kramer, Sophie's Choice, and Out of Africa. But the early 2000s saw a dip in her high-profile roles, as well as the critically acclaimed roles that characterized her early years. By the 1990s and early 2000s, there was a palpable sense of fatigue amongst audiences and critics towards Meryl Streep. Her constant presence in dramatic roles and frequent award nominations led some to feel that she had become overexposed. Critics argued that Streep's performances, while technically flawless, often felt too calculated and lacked the spontaneity that had once defined her early work. This sense of predictability in her roles and the sheer frequency of her appearances contributed to the perception that she was dominating the industry at the detriment of fresh new talent. For instance, films like The Hours in 2002 and Adaptation showcased Streep's continued excellence in complex roles, but failed to generate the same level of excitement and commercial success as her earlier films. I mean, she always gave great performances, but critics started to feel that her presence in a film led to a certain type of role: intense, meticulous, and predictable. And no actor wants to be considered predictable. For instance, this review from The Guardian stating, Streep's performances are always meticulously crafted, but there's a feeling of sameness creeping in. Entertainment Weekly noted that the industry seemed to be taking Streep for granted, her presence in the movie signaling a kind of safe, predictable excellence rather than anything truly daring or exciting. But then, The Devil Wore Prada. Originally a best-selling novel by Lauren Weisberg, was inspired by the author's real-life experiences working as an assistant for Anna Wintour, the powerful editor-in-chief of Vogue magazine. The book, with its insider look at the glamorous yet ruthless fashion industry, quickly gained popularity, leading to a film adaptation. The movie rights were acquired by Fox 2000 Pictures, and the screenplay was developed by Aline Brosh McKenna. Meryl Streep became involved with the project after being approached by the filmmakers, who believed her immense talent and versatility would be perfect to play Miranda Priestley. Streep was drawn to the character's depth and her opportunity to play a powerful woman. Now, her decision to join the cast brought significant gravitas to the rather young cast in the film, which ultimately contributed to the film's success. This role was a departure from Streep's typical dramatic parts, showcasing her comedic timing and her ability to embody a larger-than-life persona with a mix of icy aloofness and underlying vulnerability. This role has got layers, people. Or at least that's how Meryl Streep played it. She didn't take this role thinking that it was a one-off, phone-it-in type of performance. She took this very seriously. Streep's portrayal of Priestley was a masterclass in subtlety and power. She avoided the cliched portrayal of a powerful boss as a simple tyrant, and instead gave Miranda depth and complexity. For example, the line, "That's all," became iconic, encapsulating Miranda's authority and dismissiveness in just 2 words. And her prep for this role was both meticulous and innovative. It's not the type of preparation that you would typically see for a comedy. Rather than doing an imitation of Anna Wintour, Meryl Streep decided to pull from different sources and different powerful women to create this character. Oddly enough, one of the people that she drew inspiration from was Clint Eastwood. Although Clint Eastwood isn't a woman, you can see the overlapping similarities. Streep cited Eastwood's calm, low-key style as an inspiration for Miranda's authoritative presence. Eastwood's controlled and understated demeanor, while still conveying power, influenced her decision to portray Miranda with a similar, subtle, but commanding presence. Another inspiration for Meryl Streep was Christine Lagarde. The then head of the International Monetary Fund, Lagarde was known for her composed and sophisticated leadership style. Her ability to command respect through elegance and intellect rather than aggression influenced Streep's portrayal of a powerful female figure. Hillary Clinton was another inspiration. As a prominent political figure and former First Lady, Clinton's blend of intelligence, resilience, and composure under pressure served as another model for Miranda Priestley. Meryl Streep admired Clinton's ability to maintain a strong public presence while navigating a demanding career. The final person that she looked at for inspiration was actually one of her contemporaries, Cate Blanchett, particularly for her poise and authoritative yet nuanced performances. Blanchett's ability to convey strength through subtlety resonated with Streep's vision for Miranda. After the inspiration, Meryl Streep began to really create the character. Her voice and demeanor was one of the things that stood out the most in the film. Specifically, her voice was calm and almost whispery, which Streep developed to contrast the stereotypical portrayal of the over-the-top loud boss.
Why is no one ready?
She wanted Miranda's authority to come from her controlled composure rather than her volume. This made Miranda's few emotional outbursts even more impactful. Understanding the importance of a visual impact of a film about the fashion industry, Streep collaborated closely with costume designer Patricia Field. Together, they curated a wardrobe that was both powerful and elegant, reinforcing Miranda's status in the fashion world. Streep also suggested the character's distinctive white hair, which became one of Miranda's signature features. Streep also delved deep in the psychological aspect of Miranda Priestley, trying to understand the pressures and responsibilities of a woman on top of her field. This exploration allowed her to portray Miranda not just as a tyrannical boss, but as a complex individual dealing with immense stress and professional sacrifice. That is the key to this performance. Meryl Streep does not treat this character like a villain or an antagonist or a scary figure. She treats her with respect and empathy, like a three-dimensional person living in this world dealing with the pressures of life that we're all facing. She also developed a very in-depth background story for Miranda Priestley that we never get to see, but informs her performance so much. Streep's nuanced performance turned what could have been a one-dimensional villain into a multifaceted character. Miranda's moments of vulnerability, such as when she quietly reveals the toll her job has taken on her personal life, added layers to the character that resonated with audiences. Her sharp style, her body language, the way that she carried herself, the way that she spoke to other characters, all of these things helped inform the character and really got across what Meryl Streep was trying to do in this performance. All the while still maintaining that comedic timing that we talked about and being present for other actors on screen. This performance is way more subtle than it has any right to be. And that's what makes it so good. Her choice to underplay scenes rather than being the over-the-top boss from hell highlighted Miranda's control and power, making her even more frightening because she was so calm with all of this power. The film was a commercial success and a moderately critical success as well. But universally, Meryl Streep's performance was praised by everybody that saw the film. The New York Times praised her performance, stating, "Streep's Miranda Priestley is a character for the ages, a devil in Prada who still manages to evoke a strange empathy." The Devil Wears Prada grossed over $326 million worldwide and won Meryl Streep a Golden Globe and an Academy Award nomination. This was critical for Meryl Streep's career at the time. It demonstrated her ability to be both critically and commercially successful. It also allowed her to play a role that wasn't typical of the roles that she was used to playing, or rather that audiences were used to seeing her play. The success of the film led to a remarkable resurgence for Meryl Streep's career. Following this film, she starred in a series of successful and varied roles. She played the lead in Mamma Mia in 2008, a film which further showcased her versatility and ability to draw in audiences across different genres. In films like Doubt and Julie and Julia and The Iron Lady, for which she won her third Academy Award. Sometimes people just get tired of greatness. And that was Meryl Streep's problem. She was too good for too long, and audiences kind of just became used to it. Like, we all knew that she could do great dramatic roles, but we wanted to see her do something else and still be just as good. And that's what she did in The Devil Wears Prada. I guarantee you that most people, not talking about the cinephiles and the film lovers, would recognize Meryl Streep from this film and Mamma Mia more than anything else. Which says a lot, because she has a strong career with so many great films and so many great performances. To me, Meryl Streep is the greatest actor of all time. And there are very few that even come around her level. And this film further demonstrates that by giving us a varied and nuanced performance that can also make you laugh. Meryl Streep's a genius.